Bam, welcome to Pro Se Legal School. We provide the tools. You guys do the punching. I'm Coach Neighbors, and in tonight's live stream, we're going to cover, as soon as we get everything set up here, we're going to cover some one-on-one stuff, questions that people have asked, and hopefully this is going to help clarify the situation. And we got some new people that should be on the stream tonight. Welcome, Leah, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. So in tonight's live stream, before we get started, you guys make sure you all right. Oh wait, they told me not to ask you guys to click on stuff. But make sure you ring the bell and do all the things that y'all need to do to make sure that I get paid for bringing this fire to the table all the time. Welcome to the show, Heather from Raleigh, NC. Welcome to the program. So we're just going to get rolling here. So tonight we're going to talk about where to start after you receive your lawsuit package, to stop the foreclosure process or the property tax situation or whatever situation that you have. And we had quite a few new people invest in the program. Day for yesterday, I think we sold 5 packages all in the same day. Yay! So I reduced the price of the 42 U.S.C. Lawsuit foreclosure package down to $300. Trying to find that sweet spot, and I think the sweet spot's probably going to be just a little bit higher than that. But right now I haven't moved it up to the other place yet. So. Now, we got a couple of things that we need to get handled before we get started with the real stuff. And those things are, I don't coach on my cell phone. I don't coach in emails. I coach in Twitter. Now, if you invest in a premium package, there is a coaching protocol for that package. It doesn't involve calling me when you think you need something, because most of the time, you just need to be directed or need to watch the updated instructional video again. But anyway, so I just want to make sure people understand that, and the other thing is, I'm not going to hold your hand. This is a legal school. My goal is to help you jumpstart your critical thinking process and to teach you that the number one goal is to get your deed out of their office. Okay? That's the situation. So if you get in the program and I'm rude to you, you think I'm rude to you, it's because you'll understand and you want me to hold your hand. And that's when I get rude, because I don't hold your hand. Believe me, I've tried this program a whole bunch of different ways, and what it came down to was the real-time feedback from the people in the ring using my products and whatever. The real-time feedback dictated what we needed to do. And what we found out was that we needed to be addressing the reason they were able to do what they did, not what they did. We needed to be addressing the fact that they violated, they drag you into the administrative court and violated your due process at the gate, because it wasn't fair, okay? So if you're in the YouTube channel and you're complaining about me being rude and I don't whatever, it's because that you probably think you're with your attorney, and that's why you're acting the way you're acting. So I want to make sure that everybody understands. If you didn't read my disclosure, my disclaimer, my whatever you want to call it, okay? When you invest in my program, you invest in the educational material that you receive at the download, at checkout. And it's non-refundable. Once you receive the download, it's non-refundable. Okay? The coaching, the group stuff, all the extra things are extra icing on the cake at my discretion. My discretion. Because I don't deal with drama. I don't deal with drama. Most of the people who bring drama are bringing it because they want to blame it on somebody else because they're not willing to do whatever it takes. So if you're not willing to do whatever it takes, then you probably shouldn't invest in my program. I'm just saying. Okay. Welcome, Quentin. And Quentin is new. Well, he's been around, but he got his package here recently, and he's about to get started. Melhead from Florida, Judicial. Welcome, Art. Glad to have you guys on the program tonight. Antonio, Texas. Oh, dude, when we first was putting this program together and we had to figure out the difference between judicial and non-judicial, we had 5 people in Texas that all had the same attorney and the same judge. Oh, yeah, we had some fun with that. So, Jesse, I'm the one with the question and answers tonight. When I get done with what we have scheduled to talk about, we'll see if we have time. The questions really should be asked in the coaching group. But, and the reason for that is because everybody came to hear what we have scheduled to talk about, and no one really wants to hear everybody's individual stuff. I'm just saying. So the coaching is done at neighbors_coach. That's where the coaching is done, and most of the questions are answered. Oh, welcome, Eddie. Eddie is new to the program, too. He invested in the foreclosure fraud. He got the premium package. And I'm pretty sure he's happy with where he's at right now. Okay, so now with the formalities, let's get back to the preliminaries. All right. Okay, so where to start after you invest in your lawsuit package? And you guys read through all the stuff we're going to talk about. So let me get a drink of water, and then we're just going to start at the top. Had to bring my big water jug. I'm still at that fancy, luxurious Airbnb at the undisclosed location. But I'm upstairs in the back. So I had to bring my big thing of water because I can't be going up and downstairs a whole bunch of extra times. So I'm already going downstairs enough time. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys because I'm sure you guys are happy to come and hear about my stairs. Okay, let's get started. So after you receive your package, your zip file, it should download to your email address that's connected to your payment method. And you need to study the updated instructional videos, and you can do that long before you invest in the package because the updated instructional videos are on the YouTube channel. And for the people who struggle to understand, then you may want to go and watch the original instructional video as well, because we didn't really cover everything in the original video in the new one. Otherwise, it would have been 3 hours long or whatever. And not everybody needed that because of the changes that we've done. But, some people do. So you go back and watch the original so that you can see the difference in what we did in the beginning and what we're doing now. Because the real-time feedback dictated the changes that we have made in the program. Okay? Now, the punching documents, the demand to strike, the demand for sanctions, the temporary restraining order that blocks the entire state from receiving federal funding as per the spending clause in the Constitution. Those are the punching documents. I believe there may be 1 or 2 more that I don't have right on the top of my head. Those are the punching documents. Now, the punching documents have their own individual videos. Just go to the YouTube channel and punch in demand for sanctions or whatever, and you can pull up a list of all of the videos so that you can follow along where we started with that and where we're at with it now, just like the other ones. Now, in the updated instructional videos, we don't really put on a whole lot about the punching documents in there because you can go over there and So you want to make sure that you check those videos out, and you want to make sure you understand how to use the punching documents. Now, in this program, we don't go in kissing their ass and doing all this stuff and jumping through their hoops. Okay, we don't. That's not how we roll here. That's their conventional program. We don't do that. We have a non-conventional program. The conventional program was structured by the same attorneys that are trying to screw you over, pretty much. I mean, and in a lot of cases, what most people know about the legal system was taught to them by, y'all keep up. So it's trash. And this is the reason why I tell people you can't connect what you were doing to my stuff. Because, it leaves the door on what they're going to talk about. They're going to talk about the new fire that's crushing their asses, or are they going to talk about this other stuff here that they wanted you to bring to the table so they can stall your ass off? So the punching documents, unless you're about to get kicked off the cliff, the punching documents are what you want to stick in their face first. Why? I mean, when you get ready to file your actual lawsuit, then, you want to have, you want to have them moving a little slow in the ring. I mean, that's kind of the way it is set up. I like to make people quit. That's how I roll. Now, I realize not everybody likes to do that. Some people get a little nervous and they want to kick them when they get down. So we add the punching document to the program to achieve that situation. As long as there's some kicking, they don't care if when they're down or if they're up. Well, I like to care when they're up. But y'all your own coach. So you guys need to make sure that you go over and you join the coaching page because I don't coach on my phone. And if people force me to coach on my phone, it usually doesn't happen too many times. Because there's a thing for that too. And I take it as disrespectful if people don't listen and follow the rules, because here's the thing. You're not the only one calling me. So, and what if I was scheduled to do your stuff or something for you that day? And so you see how it goes. So you got to follow the protocol. And if there's an emergency situation or whatever, then, Now, I did take a phone call today. Well, I didn't take the call, but I need to get back with them from someone who let me know it was an emergency situation, and they were when the sheriff was coming to throw their stuff out in the yard tomorrow, and they're going to get the lawsuit filed first thing in the morning. And the sheriff told them that it wouldn't matter. and for once, the sheriff's not lying, because when you wait till the last minute, they take your shit, they throw it in a basket under the desk, and that's where they leave it set. They won't have to move you up on the list because you already, so I don't know if you don't get your lawsuit filed, if you drag your feet. I don't know what people think I can do, in that situation. I don't really have time to help people who aren't willing to do whatever it takes. And if you're willing to do whatever it takes, your stuff will get filed before they come in to throw you out, throw your stuff out in the yard. Now, just to make sure that people are catching on, there are other updated videos too. And for the new people, I think I would be making sure that I watch the update stuff first. I had someone call me and ask me about the radio show. I'm like, the radio show? Yeah. He said, it was a video you made 4 years ago. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing? 4 years ago, watching a video 4 years ago. I mean, I'm glad he watched it, But if he's facing a legal situation and watching a video that's 4 years old, unless there's something specific in it that hasn't changed, oh, now we're doing a check down and splitting hairs, right? No, you're better off to watch the updated stuff and the newer stuff, in my opinion, than you are watching videos that's 4 years old. And you haven't watched all these. Okay, if you watched all these, then get the hell over. Okay, never mind. If you watch all the new stuff, I don't think you're going to need to be playing around with anything that's 4 years old. Now, the difference between the process for judicial and non-judicial. So I'm just going to pretend that we all new people tonight. Usually you have to know this in order to pick the package that you need, because I don't pick for you. But, for the sake of training, I'm just going to do this. So judicial means that they're going to serve you a petition, and then you got 21 days to answer to that petition, and then they start the court process where they drag you into court and beat you down and try to get you to check what your fear level is and how they're going to be able to finish you off. That's what all the hearings are for. That's what the hearings are for. Now, non-judicial, they start the non-judicial process with a clause in the deed of trust that says if you're in default, they're able to sell your property in 30 days. And right on the courthouse steps, and they do. Now, the non-judicial part of the situation, there's no court process, so most people have trouble figuring out what the hell to attack or whatever, and we'll get to that. So in the judicial process, you're able to file the punching documents one at a time after you want to take your time with that. And have some fun, because the first document that you file in the case is going to blow everything up in their face. It's going to blow everything up in their face because you're going to add the state, who is the one that's bankrolling all of their stuff that's going on. The state is the one that has control of your deed in their office. The state is the one that's doing all of that stuff. So you want to make sure you add the state. You want to add the judge. Because the judge is being paid by the state to take your shit. I'm just saying, if someone think I got this, if they think I got this twisted up, leave a comment. The state is the one. So, in my head, the judge has conflict of interest at the gate because the judge is being paid by the state. So there's a conflict of interest at the gate. And you got to address that in the first 98, first 48, first 28. Okay, I got to work on that part. So when you go in and you add the state and you add the judge and you add the attorney who signed to start all this stuff to their own crap, with the demand for sanctions, the demand for sanctions is like a mini lawsuit that you file in their shit without having to pay filing fees. Oh. Yeah, it's fire. Okay, so, the situation is structured pretty much for the judicial, okay? But you know what? We're not going after them for what they did. So it doesn't matter if it's judicial or non-judicial. You're going after them for the day-to-day administrative procedures that they use to line your ass up to steal your stuff. So now everything's the same. Except in non-judicial, you don't have a court process to go after. So you just go after, the attorney. And in non-judicial, I add the lender. In judicial, I don't add the lender. In non-judicial, I add the lender just to be a pain in their ass. Because until it's sold in non-judicial, the lender is still kind of hanging over there. Now, in my head, in the reality of it, the lender's done or whatever, okay? But in a non-judicial, according to their paperwork, the lender is still kind of hanging over here, in the way and accepts liability. So you add them just to increase the heat, pretty much. Now, you want to make sure that that the players understand that you know that the lender don't have a damn thing to do with anything, and it's the attorneys that are coming after your property acting as illegal third-party debt collectors. So you need to make sure they know that so they don't get it twisted up in the non-judicial when you add the lender. Now, the judicial court process, you get to have way more fun, and because the first couple of things you file in the case, you're going to jam them up or whatever. In the non-judicial, you're going to be adding, to attorneys. And the judge, people always tell me, well, I didn't know who the judge is. Dude, every place has a group of people that they use to do these crimes, these RICO crimes. So it ain't too hard to look up and see what court, who the players are. Players are pretty much the same. Now, if you're facing a judicial foreclosure and you're not, at the eviction part of the process, and you invested in the premium package, I think the first document that I would be using is the offer to pay letter. The offer to pay letter that's in the foreclosure fraud package is badass. And it has the statute in it that the law requires, the statute they're supposed to follow, not us, because statutes and codes are not valid laws. They don't have enacting clauses, titles, or bodies, but their asses are supposed to follow them. So the offer to pay letter has the statute in it that they're supposed to follow when they call in the entire loan note amount. They're supposed to provide you with the original instrument of indebtedness. And that's what this statute says they're supposed to do. And it's a law. Not too many people have been able to find it, but I found it and I set it up in the offer to pay letter. Now, here's how in my head I would use the offer to pay letter. The offer to pay letter says, hey, you're willing to pay them everything they say you owe, plus extra attorney fees, add in another 10%. And you'll write the check as soon as these fools sit down with your legal team and provide the original instrument of indebtedness like the law says they're supposed to do when they call in the loan. Otherwise, when you get done writing the check, they don't give you the right shit, then next week they could be coming after, their buddies down the street could be coming after you again. Mm-hmm. And so the reason that you do this is you want to just back them in the corner. So when you do it this way, it forces them to have to come up with the original instrument of indebtedness. Well, we already know they can't because they bundled that shit into securities and they sold it to the people over in China. And everybody's all worried that China is going to own everything, whatever. And ain't nobody got no sense because I'm going to tell you right now, okay, we here living on the property and we don't own shit either. Well, a few of you do. Bam! A few of you do. Okay, but here's the thing. I would serve that offer to pay letter on the players. I would serve it on them and make them, and then I would also provide verification of the service and a copy of the letter and mail a priority mail for the foreclosure judge. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Oh, I don't have a case. Well, if you do this shit right, you won't have a case. Because see, here's the thing. When you offer to pay, as soon as they come up with the legal requirements they're supposed to have when they're demanding the full amount of payment, and they can't come up with the requirement, well, they can't say that you're in default because you're still offering to pay. you're still offering to pay. As soon as they come up, you know. Now, if you do the offer to pay letter and they decide to come after you anyway, well, then just whip out the bunch of documents. This is the beauty of the premium package, because the premium package, it ain't no joke. So then you just whip out the demand for sanctions. Yeah, put I don't know, 20 million on that puppy dog, and jam them up, because the demand for sanctions in the premium package is addressing the fact that, well, it's addressing a bunch of shit, but the main thing is that the judge is not registered with FAR, the Foreign Agent Registration Act, which is a federal law. And these are the rest of them. And they don't have a license either, because the state in Swear versus Board of Examiners said that that no state can license the practice of law. So all they got is the bar card, and I got one too. And so do a bunch of y'all. Because it's on my website for $25. Get your bar card off the website for $25. Now, the thing that you need to understand in using my stuff is that we don't go in with this stuff waiting for them to rule. Our goal is to crush the state court process and get your claim filed in federal court, and then order a federal court to make them fools come to the settlement table. Because if they weren't able to respond to anything that you put in their face, and they can't, then they got no standing to say shit about anything that you file in federal court. And so the way I approach this is I would tell them, look, judge in the federal court, I'm concerned about the court's resources. Okay, you probably shouldn't be laughing. Okay, I'm concerned about the court's resources. And if you want to be real, I tell them that I know that you're not going to provide a fact of findings and a conclusions of law for any decisions that you make, judge, on the federal court. My legal team wanted me to share this with you. So if there's no fact of findings and conclusions of law, then you just violated me again in federal court, at which point you're liable. I don't know why we have to sue all these judges. Oh, but you can ask Tammy. Tammy will tell you there are some BS, and you just need to stick with the program. Now, when you guys are in the non-judicial situation, when they start the unlawful detainer process, that's when that's when they say you have a chance to get in court or whatever. But you wait till that starts to get this done, and you're going to be like the person that called me today was at the last minute. Welcome, Dominica. I didn't know my camera checked out. I'm at the undisclosed location. I've been having some issues with my camera, but it's still. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad because they know that when you get to this point, they just gonna stall you off. And they know once your shit get thrown out in the yard, it's a whole new ball game. I don't really do that. Daniel's delivery. Yeah, if you want to chat with me, you need to get in the coaching group. I don't have time to jump on Zoom for chats and stuff. So I barely have time to check the emails and stuff, which I don't check every day. So people that send me emails, they probably get mad, like the dude was complaining in the YouTube channel because he sent me a bunch of emails, and I told him that's not how I do things. And you got to understand, I have this structure to do these things the way I do them so that I can get to everybody's stuff. So If you don't do things the way that I have it structured, then I'm going to have to chunk you to the curb. That's what the coach does because I'm looking out for everybody else. All of the people that are doing everything that you're supposed to be doing. Thank you, shattered by corruption. Yeah, the offer to pay letter is badass. And basically, you use that in court to say there's no dispute. How they're going to say that you're in default when you offered to pay. Then you let the judge see some of your other firepower that you're going to be sticking up in their face. It's all about the presentation. Yeah, my internet's acting kind of weird up here. It kind of goes off and on. I'm at that undisclosed location. But, you guys can still hear me. I can still see that thing is still talking there. Just the camera went out. So I don't know what the situation is with that. But I'm willing to do whatever it takes. At neighbors_coach. Now, I'm going to run the banner across the screen. There you go for the websites at winningcourtnow.com. You guys can head over to the website, take a look at the most asked questions and answers section to see what your responsibilities are and what your responsibilities are, because I have none. Okay, no, that didn't come out right. Let's see what your responsibilities are and what mine are so that we'll be on the same page and understand how this works. In my head, this program should work without me here in case they want to send me on another government vacation. I have my prosecutor eliminator packets all ready to go. Okay, guys, hey, thank you for the value you're sharing your time. And Leah and some of you new people, I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. I'm going to get off of here and go and the county recorder's office. No, the update who we need to sue now is the Registration of Deeds Association. Oh. Now, if you're in Tennessee, they have a land bank, and you might check in your county to see if there's a land bank, because if there's a land bank, that's who I would be suing too. Hell yeah, I moved the land bank up ahead of the state's ass, because the land bank is what they're using to sell your property to these fools overseas. But the county, the Register of Deeds Association, in my opinion, is the beginning point of connecting your property on the internet to all of these realtors and all of these investors, all these people. That's where that all starts. And once your property gets registered there, they can see it anywhere. People think that registering your property in their shit is what you need to do. No. Back in the day, before they took gold and silver off the market and started treating us like we were fools, people kept their deeds in their Bible or in their safe or whatever. Oh, yeah, I know. They're going to tell you, but you can't do that because someone else is going to get on your property or whatever. That's if you stop and think about it, that's stupid as hell. You stop and think about it, that's stupid as hell. Because soon as your property is registered, that allows the first illegal lien to be put on your property. And the first illegal lien was the mortgage lien. Why was it illegal? It was illegal, think about it this way. If there were several people who owned property, okay, before they could, all the owners had to be present to sign the lien. So the fact that they accepted the signature of your happy ass on there proof that you own that shit already, and that smells stink. You know, I played football in college and I boxed after that. Those are two things not smart people do. I'm just saying. So I had to keep it simple. Mm-hmm. And then once they registered your they put the the attorneys they be getting up in my face about this. And I just asked them. I just got one more question for you. If your deed was not registered in the office, could they verify there was a lien against your property? I don't think so. Okay, wait. This is the last one. This is the last question. Okay, so if your deed was not registered in the office, they would not be able to verify that there was a lien against your property. Now, is there a law that says that you need to allow them to register your deed in the office? No. There's no law. There's no law that says that you need to allow them to register your deed in the office. So when they do register your deed in the office, not only does it allow them to put the first illegal lien on your shit, it also allows them to reclassify your property from private property to one of their commercial designations: agricultural, commercial, or residential. For the sole purpose of taxation. So not only do they check you down and jam you up at the gate, and when you signed that promissory note and left the table, they turned it into a security, processed it through the Federal Reserve for electronic credits. That's what they're saying is the loan, electronic credits. Now, Modern Money Mechanics is a publication put out by this dude that knows way more about his banking, about the fracking banking system. Says that they were granted 9 times the amount that went into a demand deposit account. How the hell could they be broke? Yeah. Now we're done with the non-judicial. Donna, you do the same thing. You just file your lawsuit against the people. You watch the instruction video. You just file your lawsuit first. And then when they get in court, then you can jam them up with the punching documents. So that's pretty much it. Bingo. Real estate deed fraud. That's what we call it. I've got a new lawsuit that I'm putting together about that too. Real estate deed fraud. We're going to have that in the new online course. Now, I want to remind you guys that people email me, I bought a course. No, there's no course yet. The new course is not, it's not finished. I'm still working on it. You guys are invested in lawsuit packages and legal documents. So there's no online course yet. You're invested in a lawsuit package. Okay, guys, I got some other work to do. Oh, yeah. I wanted to give you guys an update on the judge beatdown. Tammy is, she's got the judge, magistrate judge on the federal level in Tennessee on the hook for like $100 million, and she's so they're trying to jam her up now and with the process of service. So she's going to place a notification in the newspaper about, she tried. And so that little town she's in, everybody's giving her a hard time. So Tammy, if you're listening to this, get it posted in that publication that you texted me about. And then I want you to make copies of your proof of publication and email it to me, and I'm going to post it on my blog site as an additional publication and send it to all of the same judges that got the last video that we made for Judge Annie T. Kristoff. Now, you guys, Tammy and I are on a different program, so you can go back and watch Tammy's videos and see what that program is. This is not the regular program. She's on a $100 million program. This is not the place for this, dude. You need to take it over to the coaching section. Thank you guys for the value of sharing your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video.